All right, so check this out. This is the Off-Grid Knives Rapid Fire. This is an assisted opening blade, and I am stoked about this. I am very excited to be able to review this with you. They sent this to me and wanted me to check it out, and so I am doing that with you here today. Just an old-fashioned tabletop review of this folder. So what is the philosophy of use for a knife like this? And you know, when I think, well, look at this overall design. This is a large, beefy folding knife, and this would be an EDC, but on the larger end of it. And, you know, there's all kinds of reasons why you might want to carry something that's a little bit of a larger EDC. You know, for just case in point, I've got a lot of goats and chickens and things like that. And to get through some of those feed bags to the other side of the feed bag takes a bit of a longer blade like this. There's also other reasons you might want to carry a beefier blade like this. This obviously with the blade design and the shape, the ergonomics and everything, this would be great for a tactical self-defense kind of knife. In fact, Off-Grid Knives, by the way, love the company, American company. They supply knives for the military, for first responders. They support military and first responders, and a lot of military and first responders carry this exact knife on them. And so great company, but you know, you think about the philosophy of use of something like this that is a beefier, bigger, heavy duty EDC kind of knife, and you've got this blade design. It's a drop point with a little bit of a spear point right here, but you know, it's kind of a drop point design, a little bit of a recurve in here. And this kind of blade design with this kind of handle and everything would be perfect for that self-defense, perfect for obviously just normal cutting everyday stuff that you have, boxes and everything else. But it's big enough that you can also take this camping or hiking, backpacking as well. So I think an overall great blade for something like that. So this knife weighs 5.9 ounces. 5.9 ounces. Again, it is beefier and bigger and heavier than a lot of other folding knives. The actual blade length here is 3.5 inches, and you know, you see the handle here, and it's 4.75 inches. So it is a good size knife. And just for comparison's sake, I am carrying today actually this Stinger. This is called the Stinger EDC. This is a spear point design. I also have the drop point in this as well. Fantastic, fantastic little EDC. Again, you can see the size comparison between these. This is just overall a much bigger folding, you know, EDC knife. So, but you know, no doubt. But this one is not assisted opening. And just real quick, you know, a lot of people have a problem with these flippers. They think of it as a flashlight, sorry, as a light switch. And the idea of the light switch is you just go down with it. That's not the way to do it. So if I did this as a light switch, it wouldn't open all the way, just pushing it down. Oh, there it goes. It just has great pivot right here, those ball bearings. But if you treat this as a button and push it in, super fast every time. So think of this not as a light switch, but as a button, and it'll be great. So that's true for a knife like this that is not assisted opening. Unlike what we've got here today, which is assisted opening. And what I mean by that is that when you deploy this flipper right here, then it has this very fast deployment. That's why they're calling it rapid fire, so super fast. But what it is when it's got a spring in here. And so when you deploy this, it gets to a point right there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the push on my thumb here. And so when you deploy the flipper, it wants to come out right to there. It's not going to go all the way with the spring. It's just that important initial momentum that you're giving it with your finger with the flipper and the spring itself. Those things combined makes this thing deploy super fast. And that's why it's called, again, rapid fire. So super fast. You know, the idea behind an assisted opening, you know, compared to a normal just flipper or other kind of thumb stud or something else, is that you are able to deploy this not only fast, but it comes out with force, especially with a size knife like this. A lot of people don't like the downside of putting it back in, and you do that and it takes a little bit of effort, not much, so deploy it. You got to push a little bit more going back in. It's not hard. You just got to get a little bit used to it. But also, like I said, great overall deployment for this rapid fire. So let's talk about the blade a little bit more. So I mentioned, you got this recurve that's on here, drop point and all that. What I didn't mention is that this is a Cryo D2. A Cryo D2, I love D2 as a steel. It's one of my favorite steels because it is that perfect balance between high carbon and stainless. It's not stainless, but it does have chromium in it, and so it does have some of the stainless properties, and yet it's very strong as a knife steel or a tool steel. It doesn't have to be just knives, but tool steel as well. And the cryo treatment, the cryogenic treatment, is part of the heat treatment process, where obviously when you are crafting and making the blade, it's really high temperatures for the steel. And then you plunge it into this cryogenic treatment, and which is like 300 degrees or so below zero, very cold. And what that rapid decrease of temperature does is that the actual particles in the steel, they combine very close together, and it gives it great not only edge retention, but wear resistance. So it's a fantastic kind of treatment. So I love D2. I love the cryogenic treatment that they do on knives. A lot of other companies are doing this, but I love that Off Grid Knives is doing that. And I love the fact that they've added, in addition to all of that, this titanium nitride coating on the outside, this blade finish. So it's extremely wear resistant blade, great edge retention on here, super sharp out of the box. And can I just mention the box real quick, since I just mentioned it? So here's the box, and for a lot of knives, you get them in the mail, and it's just got this nice little, I don't know, this nice little magnet opening. It was in this nice kind of foam pad right here. Come on. I mean, the presentation of something like this compared to out of a plastic wrapper or something, they take great care and great pride in their knives. So good job for doing something like that. It just shows me that you care about your knives. Now, Off Grid Knives did send me this knife, and I'm so grateful for that. They wanted me to take a look at it for them and to give you all my thoughts and my review of this. And you can get a discount down below if you click on the link and order this, Provide It and Protect as a discount code, and get a nice little discount with that. But I want to talk about the handle here, and this handle is their G10 scales. It's got this honeycomb pattern on it. It is not sharp, so it's not going to give you the hot spots, but it's definitely got a nice texture and grip to it. It also, they've cut out these chamfers right here and here, so it does fit well in the hand. You can see that. I've got medium to large hands, so it does fit well in the hand. And it's comfortable because of those chamfers, and again, because these are not sharp. You can see some jimping up here on the front, so obviously nice purchase for your thumb, but also back here in the back. And I think probably the reason for this is if you want to kind of choke back on the handle for chopping or something like this to give you more leverage for that chopping movement, you can put a lanyard. You got a lanyard hole. Put a lanyard around your wrist or your hand and come back on this and use this for chopping. Again, that's not the primary design of a blade like this. This would be EDC, tactical, maybe camping, hunting, or something like that. It certainly has a nice belly on the blade, so you can do some skinning. So it's kind of all around in that way. But you can certainly choke back with a lanyard and do some chopping, maybe probably light chopping. Again, it's not the primary purpose of this, but you could probably do some of that. It does have a deep pocket carry clip on here, which I always appreciate. I hate it when you've got a big portion of your knife just sticking up out of your pants and everybody can just see that you got a big knife on you. I like the deep pocket carry. Always appreciate that on any knife, and grateful that Off Grid Knives did that here as well. On the strength, you got the normal kind of liner lock locking system here, mechanism. That is pretty typical. And again, it's not going to be the strongest if you are really trying to beat on this with something, baton with this. It's not the primary purpose. I'm sure you can do some of that, but it's not the primary purpose of a knife like this. Again, this is just going to be, it's a folder. So this is what you're going to be carrying. And again, sometimes you might need and want to have a stronger, beefier, heavy-duty folder with you. And I do when I'm wanting to be out on the property, around the homestead in my shop, and I'm just wanting to have a little bit bigger, beefier knife, and I'm not going into my office or having a suit on or something like that. This is a great option for that. Now, when I think about the price of something like this, right now on the website, when I'm recording this, is $89. That is a steal for, no pun intended, different spelling, a steal for a knife like this. You could, when you think about the blade steel, the D2, the amount of knife that you get with something like this, the fit and finish of this knife, the thought that went into it, everything about it, you could easily charge double that, and people will still buy this. So I think the price point is spot on. I mean, great price point for this. And again, you can get a discount if you use that code PROVIDE and PROTECT when you check out. So this is a great large EDC beefy knife for a lot of different purposes. And thanks so much for joining me today. And I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you've not already done so, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate you and your support. And we'll see you on the next video.